Hey, how's it going? I'm MatthewGaydos. Hi. Long time ago, I used to make weekly videos on this channel, sometimes even more than once a week. And I can't pinpoint exactly when that started going downhill, but it was around the time I started hosting The Warehouse on the DFTBA Records channel. And I've talked about this before on the channel, but essentially when you make YouTube videos all the time as your job, it becomes less likely that you're gonna make YouTube videos in your free time. But recently, I joined this accountability group, which I've also talked about before on the channel, and one of the things I agreed to do this month was to make some more YouTube videos. Some of you guys have been here watching this channel for a very long time. Just the other day here in Missoula, I met someone who subscribed to my channel like before I ever moved to Missoula, before I was ever associated with DFTBA and with Hank and John and all that stuff. And I forget sometimes that a lot of you guys have been around for a while. So you remember when I uploaded my Rebecca Black Friday cover, or when I tried to do a DVD review every single day and failed miserably because no one wanted to watch that and I didn't want to do it. So really I'm here today to just get reacquainted with you guys and to talk to you and just say hey. I'll start the conversation by letting you know what's going on with me. Currently, I am a producer at this company, Complexly, which is run by these two guys, and I work on these 3 channels. So that's my 9-to-5 job where I work with wonderful people all day, making creative, fun things, and it's great. But I like to do things outside of work too. The first thing that popped into mind is that I watch a lot of wrestling, professional wrestling, WWE. I watch so much, honestly. I watch more than, like, think of how much wrestling you think I watch every week, and then add a couple hours to that. I also like to play video games. I just finished Firewatch, and now I'm in the middle of Oxenfree, so if you guys have played those games, let me know what you think of those. I like to read, which is not a sentence I would have said in the past, but this year specifically, I've tried to get a lot better about reading before bed, and just actually finishing books, which is a thing I used to have a problem with in the past. Right now I'm in the middle of these 2 books, Doing It by Hannah Witten and Word by Word by Corey Stamper. And this is very interesting because it's about the history of dictionaries and why dictionaries are the way they are and why we started making them in the first place. I've also been working on this puzzle lately, and I say working on because it's 1,000 pieces, and as you can see it's very complicated, and there's all these little pictures, and I spend a lot of time. Again, think about how much time you would think I'm working on that puzzle every week, and then add an hour or 2 to it. And then of course is the creative stuff I do outside of the creative stuff I do for work, which is these YouTube videos here. I don't know why I did that, that was weird. But as you might have seen in my last video, I'm working on some songwriting stuff, which in 2 videos ago I said I was having problems with, so that's progress. I finished writing a song which I said in the video was based on real life events, which I realized was not enough information because a lot of you guys were like, oh, I'm sorry this happened to you, and technically it didn't happen to me, but it was based on real life events in my family, and I understand why that was confusing. In actuality, it was based on my grandfather, who died in 1967, 20 years before I was born, and it was loosely based on those events. But if you haven't heard that song yet, it's called No More Verses, and there's a link in the description and the little card thing up there that you can go click and watch that. So I feel like the creative juices have been flowing better lately, and I feel like I want to make these videos, and I feel like I want to talk to you guys, and that's why that's why I'm here today, is to get reacquainted with you guys and to find out, you know, like, how long have you been subscribed to my channel? Where did you find my channel? Is this the first video you've ever watched of mine? If so, hi, welcome, click subscribe. But before I go, I will share with you that if you listen to the Dear Hank and John podcast, this next week, somebody else is gonna be on there instead of John Green. It's me. And then less than a month from now is VidCon in Anaheim, which I am really excited about because I am moderating a panel there called Let's Talk About Sex, featuring Lindsay Doe and Hannah Witten and Sham Booty. And that's gonna be a lot of fun, and that's on the Saturday at 5 o'clock, so if you're gonna be at VidCon, come check that out. And then I'm also planning on going to PodCon in December, which if you don't know about PodCon, go to podcon.com and check it out. But yeah, that's all my life updates, I guess. What else is going on? If you haven't listened to the new Mountain Goats record, Goths, you should do that because it's really good. And if you want to follow me on some social medias that I post to more often than I do here on YouTube, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Why not? So I'll see you guys sometime next week. If you've got any ideas for what I should talk about, leave them in the comments. One idea I had was to talk about my old CD book and why I still use this in my car and why I just love physical media in general. So if you have any interest in hearing about that, let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll make that video next week. But until then, I'm always bad at goodbyes.